Good day, I'm Petrus, BierPens for Viers. Today I want to talk about farming on 6 square meters at roughly about 600 Rand per day profit. And the reasons why Julius Malema and the ANC government don't want to teach people on national broadcasting how it is possible to do this. On this day I felt very much like Penny Sparrow, but at least I could keep it in the bed. I had a hashtag that I could use there. Now, AfriForum, if this is not a call for hate and white genocide, I don't know what is. And if you're too damn cowards to admit it, just leave the white people alone. Don't speak on our behalf. We'll call it. This is the man that sings, "Bring my machine gun. One settler, one bullet. Kill a boer, kill a farmer." At work. He's at work, people. He's being paid. I don't know how many million rand a year. Don't know how much is it per day. He's sitting at work. He's being paid. Just saying. Good morning from BierPens micro farm. This is not even close to a 6 square meter self-made greenhouse, not even to any specifications, just to keep the monkeys out. No, it's not a racial slur. The monkeys, vivid monkeys, they come, they eat my plants. Right, I've been offered many opportunities to farm Zulu cultural land. The last offer was 1,300 hectares. I haven't accepted nor declined the offer. I want to accept the offer to prove Julius Malema point, a white man farming on black land successfully, not a failed cabbage farmer turned politician enticing hate speech and racial divide, but somebody that makes a difference to the communities. I'm not going to list all my achievements. I'm not here to brag. I'm here to prove a point. My point is, on this 6 square meters, I farmed a profit of close to 600 Rand per day. In 6 square meters, Julius Malema, you even can't do that on your 5 million Rand plot. You can't clear a profit of 600 Rand a day. Am I right? This is things of the ANC government that really pisses me off. Mrs. Sisulu had a great deal of respect with me. But this, where she says AfriForum is causing panic. Why does she lie? AfriForum is the most placid organization in South Africa. We, the white people, speak out for ourselves. We feeling that there's a white genocide happening because you don't allow us to have our own school education system where we can teach the children in Afrikaans. The parliament has decided to expropriate land from white South Africans, but we know you're using us as a human shield. We know that you are targeting the Zulu Trust because they have established something that you couldn't have done, that you lied to the people, your people, the ANC people, in their objectives. You were willing to kill your own kind with tire murders to get to the point where you're in power. Now you're abusing that power to dismantle the Zulu Trust so that you can have access to that 3.2 million hectares. But you've got no intention to establish rural areas where black people can go and live respectfully and care for themselves for free. But yet you want to dismantle the Zulu Trust. That is not leadership, ma'am. That's disgrace. When we have people with this look in their eyes, with so much power, they can spend 22 million Rand that should have gone to the housing and the maintenance of property which could be occupied by black people. Then I ask myself, why haven't we overthrown the ANC government yet? Why do we try and make the Rainbow Nation work? This is much more than an invitation to bring white farmers over. This is a threat to the ANC government to start playing by the rules. The Geneva Convention, the National Police Act, the Constitution of South Africa. Hell, if they only stick to their own manifest of human rights, that will be enough for me. The point that I'm trying to make is Julius Malema wants to force a war on this country, or he's trying to get cheap political votes, either or. The point I'm trying to make is there's always a war, then there's peace, and then during the peacetime people start rebuilding the country. Why don't we just keep all this bullshit and start building the country? Why don't you use the national broadcast service to motivate young people to work, to teach them skills, life skills, how to open a bank account, how to plant a seed. My hell, this video starts with me growing 600 Rand a day profit on 6 square meters. Yes, I do have access to YouTube that other people don't. I don't dispute that. But the national broadcast of South Africa has access to reach these people, to teach them their skills, but yet you blame the white man. Yes, there is white racism happening at the moment. And yes, I am fighting as much as the next South African against it. But you don't give us a platform. All the platforms that you occupy is Julius Malema spewing hate, racial hatred. Jacob Zuma singing or lying about where he's going to steal or who's he going to kill. As I said on my Facebook status, it's not my place to talk about Zulu pride. But at least they have property. The whites don't, the Xhosas don't, the Pedis doesn't, the Indians, the colors, nobody has property where they can live for free when they struck it down and out. The Zulus got 3.2 million hectares, where the monarch has seen it fit to keep it aside, where people can go and find the dignity and rebuild themselves. Nobody else in this country has got it, except the Sothos, the Zulus, the Swazis, which none of them fall under our constitution. Why can't you exclude the Zulus from the constitution so they can rule themselves? Because clearly this ANC government only wants more to steal and more people to blame for it. They're using the white population of South Africa as human shields while they rob and pillage the country's riches so it doesn't trickle down to the black people that deserves it. Call me apologist for apartheid. Yet you rape your own black people using white people as human shields. Let's just get something in perspective with Jan van Riebeeck. When he landed here, there was just Khoi and San people on the coasts. Some Zulu parties that was exploring for the big tribes to move down. But the Nguni tribes mainly started occupying South Africa only after there was trade to be made. And we traded with them for our land. They felt, what the hell, if the white man wants to give me copper wire for a piece of land that I don't even own, let me do it. Now you want that land back. Yes, there was many atrocities in apartheid. That is one of the reasons why F.W. de Klerk sold out the white man to give you democracy, is to breach the atrocities with riches. But you don't respect that. So you want a civil war? Come and get yourself a civil war. You can no longer threaten the white man anymore. We are fed up with your threats. We are fed up with people in decision-making positions that sit and scratches in their noses, that play Candy Crush while the most important person in the country is speaking. What respect does that relate to the children of this country? Then you blame it on the parents when they attack teachers. But that is how you perceive the public image, how a leader should be. And this is not only Julius Malema, it goes right through to Cyril Ramaphosa that said, you boil a white man like a frog, you put him in hot water and turn up the heat slowly. Alienating us from our ancestral heritage, from our language, from our culture. It's called genocide. If AfriForum is too much of cowards to acknowledge that, they must keep quiet. We'll call it by the name. We don't need an organization or a civic right group to call something by a name. If genocide is happening, it's happening. Don't blame the white person because white genocide is happening. The ANC and the EFF and the DA is constructing the demise of the white culture in this country. They're not reconstructing the black culture and the black history. They're deconstructing the white culture and the white history. They're turning everybody into a jelly populace that they can rape for our labor. And because we white people and we want to stand up against it, you call us racists. What has a racist got to do for fighting for the right thing? What has racism got to do with that? If you cannot see that it's wrong, if there's something wrong with your intellect, not with my racial views. White people that was persecuted by slaves. You don't hear them crying about it, demanding shit from other hardworking people. They just got up and work. Now people say, yeah, but you're from a privileged family. Bullshit. I grew up in a house where we made turns to eat, where we had chicken feet and head for supper some nights. I don't go around and brag about it and blame other people for it. We were given a chance in Zululand to find our roots and to make a success of ourselves. We did it through hard work and other people helping us. Nobody gave us anything for free. We worked for it. As many of my Zulu friends that is now up and running with their own businesses, with or without my help, they come and they ask for advice. Not for freebies, not to own my property. They ask for advice. I've got this problem. How do I negotiate around the problem, over the problem, or through the problem? Advice is free. My property is mine. I work for it. I earned the right to occupy it. I can occupy Zulu trust property if I want to. I can go and see any Induna in Zululand. And I can work my way into that black community and I can occupy the property. I cannot own it. I've got respect for that. I don't see why you should target me because my skin is white, because I have got the means, the mentality and the integrity to own property. Those white slaves were called Irishmen. Today, they can party the hardest, they can drink the hardest, and they can work the hardest. And they don't ask anything from anybody. I think Julius Malema should be ashamed for putting this mentality, installing this mentality into the black people. The ANC leader should be ashamed to install this mentality into the black people. Truly, I think that. Not to give them the tools to better themselves in their culture, their religion, and in their own economy, but to make them beggars and slaves by using the white man as a shield and blaming it on the white person. Yeah, this is the stuff that I grow in my 6 square meters. It's called sunflower sprouts. If you leave them to dry out nicely before you harvest them in the tray, you don't water them, there's no water on the leaves, you can keep them refrigerated for up to 10 to 14 days and they're still crisp and fresh. This is called a full food. You harvest them before the first leaf stage. All the nutrients, vitamins, antioxidants, the acids, even up to 38% protein is in that little plant before it reaches the first leaf stage. Why doesn't Julius Malema use his platform to tell this to the previously disadvantaged? Why does he blame his shortcomings on me as a white person? It's ridiculous, Julius. It takes 7 to 8 days to grow this. It costs R2 per kilogram and just a little bit more than a half a liter of water, drinkable water, per kilogram to grow this. Seriously, it's a full meal. It's got all the proteins, vitamins, fibers, oils, acids, everything that the human body needs to function properly, not from enterprise baloney that gives you listeria. Oh no, but you will get listeria because your members dig in their noses. People, you can't dig in your noses when you work under sanitary conditions, hospitals, foods, takeaways, those places. Other people's lives is at stake. Richards Bay Hospital, private hospital, is overrun by a germ that grows inside a nose. We all know who has got the tendency to dig inside their noses. Why is the ANC not using the national broadcasting platform that they've got to teach people the basic sanitary skills so that we can all live together? Why must the white man go and take the black man's hand and tell him, don't dig in your nose, you're going to make other people sick? It's your responsibility, damn it. Anyway, you only need a 11 rand tray, some soil, little bit more of a half liter of water, and you can grow sunflower sprouts. It's called microgreens within 7 days. You don't need a big place to store it. If you can't utilize it, you can keep it in a fridge until you need to use it. At this stage, I am growing exactly every day that my customers need, that I need, and that the people that I look after need for a food supplement. I'm going to increase my space. I'm going to be able to harvest up to 10 kilos a day, and my excess, no, it will grow up. Currently I'm doing 10 kilos a day. It will go up to about 40-50 kilos a day. And the excess I will give to the people that need it most for free. And I don't need your white blame, Julius Malema. You can't even grow cabbages. You failed as a cabbage farmer, but you want to take white productive land. Oh no, that's the smokescreen. Actually, you want the Royal Zulu house to stand down. You want control over the Zulu nation. That's actually what's happening, isn't it? Anyway, after harvesting, you put it in a bowl of fresh water. You shake it a little bit around, all the sand and the black pips of the sunflower come off, and you take it out, and you can use it in food. Before you wash it, you can keep it in the fridge. So you harvest into the fridge, out of the fridge, you wash it, get all the hulls off, and get it ready for human consumption. It's basic sanitary. You can use it as a garnish on a steak. It just increases the protein intake. I pack mine in CS90 packets. It cost me about 2 rand a packet. I sell them wholesale for 20 rand each and retail them at 25 rand each. I get about three of these containers out of one tray. It makes an excellent salad on any sandwich. Club sandwich, tomato and cheese sandwich, tomato and salad sandwich. It makes an excellent filling for a omelette. You just fry tomato and this sunflower microgreen together with a little bit of onion if that is what you prefer, or some mustard microgreens. And you can use it as a filling in an omelette, or you can, as I say, you can use it as salad. Now, dear fellow South Africans, I hate calling you black because I'm over the racial thing long ago. Paid my dues, paid my respect, gave all my riches to this worthless country, a government, for nothing. I'm still not appreciated. They still want more. Anyway, even the black people are saying that this crazy man is no longer a joke. It's no longer funny to entertain his philosophies and ideas. Oh yes, first the house, now Malema to lose his farm. I'm not lying when I dig up facts, people, because you can only reconcile through facts. Only the truth liberates you. You cannot be liberated by lies like the ANC and the EFF and the SACP is trying to do. Follow Cope. Cope will liberate you. A very cheap method of baking a bread. I use lentil seeds here, crushed them into a flour, added half a teaspoon of baking powder with some water to make it a nice paste. Pop it in a tray into the oven, voila. For about R3.50 I got a nice loaf that I could eat for 3 days. The family thought I was crazy, they didn't want to eat it. It's filling, it's high in protein. All this can be educated to the people that is suffering, that has to come out with a little bit of money while the ANC steals everything. Can be taught on the national broadcaster. Yes, I am privileged. I do have unlimited access to YouTube. I'm prepared to share this with you people. The government doesn't want to allow me to come onto your national broadcast to share this with you. Me and Mr. Gainfins are running a project called Project Work. We try to get it onto YouTube, to run with it on YouTube. The problem is, the people that our intended target market, don't have the funds to join us on YouTube to watch these videos. Now, at our peril, at our cost, we have to set up workshops with display projectors, TV screens, renting the venues to teach the people how to lead a healthy lifestyle with minimum resources. Mustard greens grow very easy. You just put the seed on the soil, you press it nice and sturdy with your hands so the wind doesn't blow it away. You spray it with water once a day. Far less than a cup of water in a week to grow mustard greens. Yes, it's a luxury. Yeah, it's got protein and blah 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 and everything else, but it's purely for the taste, to make the sunflower seeds give it a little bit of a better taste, and so that you can play with some recipes. Another black man. We blacks have been in charge of South Africa. Our annual budget at the moment is almost 1.4 trillion rand. You can buy out South Africa's property rights 7-8 times every year, but you still keep on blaming the whites. How do you think your children will respect you when one day they go and they dig for the facts and they find out the truth, and they find out that you blamed the whites because you were too lazy to go out and achieve something? You had all the resources, the money, the power, the broadcasting, the printed media. You had everything to your disposal. But not once did you use it to the betterment of the poor. Just to end my video, that is my 6 square meter greenhouse. It's made out of recycled metal and 20% shade cloth. The whole thing costed me 350 rand. I had to pay a gentleman to weld. I can't weld myself. I'll be the racist that everybody wants me to be. Yes, he was a black man. Why the hell will I pay a white man 1,000 rand to come and build something if a qualified black man will do it for 350 rand? Now, be clear. I asked for quotes. This man quoted me 100 rand. At the end of the day, I saw it was more work than he quoted. I offered him 500 rand. We renegotiated, he renegotiated, we settled on 350 rand. He thought at 500 rand, I'm not doing his karma any good. After 6 days, this is how a healthy tray of sunflower microgreens looks like. You'll get between 600 and 750 grams from a tray. It will cost you less than half a liter of water and less than 3 rand worth of sunflower seeds. This I composted the one day that I didn't give it to the people that I support in the rural areas for daily supplement to their food, because I stripped my moer for white blame. I couldn't just take it anymore, and I thought by myself, what the fuck, go and look after your own kind. Why must I look after your kind? Why? I have to plant this, I have to care for it, I have to harvest it, I have to take it to, on my cost to the people. I have to expose myself to racial hate that Julius Malema, Galema Motlanthe, yes, him too. Jacob Zuma, yeah. And you remember the Guptas? They paid a company 17 RDP houses. Listen carefully. 17 RDP houses they gave to a company in Britain to form the mindset of white monopoly capital. 17 RDP houses. They could have used it to help you to understand capitalism, socialism, and communism, so that you could choose wisely when it's put in front of you. No. They chose to sell to you for the equivalent of 17 RDP houses. Maybe it was more. Anyway, I got it in my mind to 17 RDP houses. We stick with that figure. They paid a white company, Jacob Zuma's son, to Dezani Zuma, and the Guptas paid a white colonial company 17 RDP houses to give birth to white monopoly capital. Can you believe it? And you guys fall for it. Composted food. Thank you, Julius Malema. Meantime, some of my friends has spoken to me, Apollo, on Facebook, and said, please, you're a rational thinker. Don't do this. Apollo, I'm no longer a rational thinker. But yes, your words got a grip. Your words got a grip on me, and I could overcome my raging hate that Julius Malema has implanted into my soul. And I stopped composting the food. I started and I started distributing it again. This is when we work it into meatballs. About a half a kilogram of meat, a half a kilogram of little bit. It's about 250 milligrams of oats, and a half a kilogram of sunflower microgreens, with about 150 grams of mustard microgreens. We work them into meatballs, and it increases the taste, it increases the protein, it increases the nutritional value, and you can divide it almost like Jesus divided the fish amongst more people. You can divide it less meat amongst more people, and it still fills them, and it's still got nutritional value. Oh, and the orange that you see there is butternut. Yeah, the butternut I have to buy. I can't get butternut to grow. I'm a useless butternut grower. Like Julius is a useless cabbage farmer. But I don't want a butternut farm. I know I can't grow on a butternut, so thank you. I don't want a butternut farm. This is a nice fresh shallot that we got from the excess of the microgreens and the mustard seeds and the butternut. We cut some tomatoes in there. I think it was 1 or 2 tomatoes we cut in there. And we had a lovely crisp salad for 4 people for at least 3 days. This is the meatballs before they baked, and that's the meatballs after they are baked. Lovely, nutritional. I'm a big man, I eat a lot. It's got all my vegetables in there, so I had a little bit of rice on the side. I love my butter beans. I love my samp, but with this I had red speckle beans and gravy on the side, and the one night and the other night I had some rice and gravy on the side with my one nutritional meatball. That's me. Thank you very much for watching BierPens TV. Please subscribe, tell your friends about it, and share this video. Hopefully we can get some sense into the leaders of this country's heads to use the resources for the betterment of the people and not as a smokescreen to steal from the people. The next time a white man tries and tell you something, don't listen to him. Use Google and do research and find out the truth yourself and make your decisions on your own research. This is Petrus BierPens for 4 signing off.